So I have a thing for black clothes. Get over it. This video, I'd like to dedicate it to my boyfriend Sean and my ex-boyfriend Red. And now before you go, oh my god, he just mentioned his ex with his current one, you should know that they both basically have the same views on how they feel about me, how to keep me in line, and basically, you know, their own thoughts on my family. They're pretty hand in hand in their own thoughts on that, and not physically hand in hand, though. It might be kind of interesting. Moving on. I'd like to start off talking about Red. He and I met ironically on the same site I met Sean, but it wasn't, he just basically was looking for a quick suck fucking go. He was driving through town, and because of the way the site was, I didn't get his email until a week later, and when I called him, he was actually home. Interestingly enough, we had about a week of talking back and forth. He got to know me, I got to know him, and he was going back out on the road. By the way, he's a trucker. And no, he's not one of those asshole truckers who sneaks around every single fucking truck stop he stops at. He's a trucker who, while he likes to have his fun, does have morals, and I hold him in high esteem for that. He and my father basically hit it off because my father served in Vietnam as a Marine. Red is a Vietnam Marine. Basically, if you want to give my father a hat on, have him be with Marines. Go figure. If you want to make him lose his hat on, tell him that those Marines are gay, which is the case with my boyfriend and Red. Red and I kind of progressed into a relationship that I guess would be described more as platonic than anything else. You know, our feelings for each other changed. We still turned each other on, we still got horny, etc. It was just more of, I needed more. I needed someone to commit to me, and it got to a point where, you know, Red couldn't commit himself to me. You know, he'd be like, you know, I'll be there 5 o'clock on Saturday, and, you know, a run would fall through, and he wouldn't be here till Tuesday, and, you know, I'd still be able to see him, but it just wasn't the quality of a relationship. And I have to give him kudos, because, you know, we had a talk about it. He's like, you really deserve someone that can commit themselves to you. You're a good kid. And out of that, I found Sean. Now, as you know, from reading my blogs and just basically seeing how much of a fool I make out of Sean, I fucking love the guy. He makes me smile, he makes me laugh, he makes me cry. My heart yearns for him every time I'm not with him. Just seeing his face makes me get all warm and fuzzy inside. And again, I sent him an email, not really thinking he'd write back to me, and sure enough, he did. A week later, mind you, but he wrote back to me. And we talked for about a week, went out to a local mall for a date, and At the end of that date, I had the balls to ask him to be my official boyfriend. He was shocked. He's used to having to be the one to ask to initiate the relationship. And yet, here I am asking him, the shy, quiet one of the two of us. 3 months later, I'm still with him. What you should know about these guys is that they are both my daddy, or daddies. Though Red and I are no longer physical, I still call him daddy. He still calls me Junior. He still calls me Dog Balls. Yes, I'm Dog Balls. You know, Sean, he calls me Mini Muffin. He calls me his Panda Cub. And Sean is just as much as a daddy as he is a father to me. Red, in many ways, is a father to me. You know, I'm not bashing my own father. He's done his best. But he doesn't really have it all there when it comes to how to relate to a son or be affectionate, you know, give a hug, be emotionally there for me. And I have that. I have that in Red and Sean. And it's a beautiful thing. You know, it's a beautiful thing to know that you can call these people up and they don't expect anything back. They don't expect you to act a certain way, to behave a certain way. They accept you and love you for who you are. And that's really, as a parent, you should love your children unconditionally. I guess my closing thoughts about this, or my last issue I'd like to bring up, is the fact that, you know, these are age-gapped relationships. Many guys in the, dare I call it, gay community, want someone younger, constantly hotter, thinner, twinkier, whatever. I'm not like that. You know, I'm a beefy guy. These guys accept me for who I am. I accept them for who they are. You know, many of you may not understand it. For example, Red is 31 years my senior. And when I was dating him, I got along with him as if he was someone else my age. Sean is 27 years my senior, and yet there are times when I wonder who is the older one of us. Sorry, babe. You know, it's just, people look at us, they assume they're my father, and like I previously mentioned, in many ways they are. But especially in the case with Sean, he's more than that. He's my lover. He's my best friend. He's my partner. He's the man I want to spend the rest of my life with. And, you know, both of these relationships have had great impacts on my life. And unless, first of all, you're gay, and second of all, you are into age gap relationships, you may not understand this.